Shannon, how do you think Rondo and Russ will get along?
I think they'll be fine. I think Rondo summed it up best, Skip. Guys move on when you become teammates. You can battle with someone. And the prime example is that one of our biggest rivals, Dale Carter, played with Kansas City started his career with Kansas City. And then we ended up signing him in free agency. We despised Dale Carter. I didn't have a problem with him. I knew D.C. He's from Atlanta, so I knew him well, but we despised him.
University of Tennessee.
Yeah. Yep. We put all that aside. Hey, my homeboy, you my homeboy, but I'm trying to break your neck while here on the court, on the field. But once he came there, we said we put all that aside because he was there, brought there because Mike felt he could help us win, and we felt he could help us win. So let's put all this pettiness aside. That when you were at Kansas City and we're over here, we going back and forth. Let's put that aside. And that's what you do for the betterment of the team. You're trying to win games. We're on the same team. We wear the same uniform now. What good is pettiness? What good is beef going to do now? So Rondo summed it up best. And it's like, well, he didn't mention AD. Well, he hasn't played with AD before. Played with AD in New Orleans, played with him a year ago.
I'm good with that.
He played with Bron.
No problem.
He played with Bron for 2 years.
Yep.
Obviously, Skip, Melo is held in high regard around the league. Skip.
He is.
Remember when he was out, everybody's like, Melo belong in the league. Melo belong in the league.
Agreed.
So I'm really not surprised, but like you said, yeah, you have beef with guys or a contention with have a contentious relationship. But if the guy joins me and can help me win a ball game, that's all I really care about. But Skip, what I'm looking at, Russ is not a big man. Russ looked like a giant compared to Rondo. I'm looking at him in this picture, I'm like, well, damn. How much does Rondo look smaller than Allen Iverson?
Well, 6'3" to 6 feet. It's 3 inches.
Well, Rondo probably weighed like $165?
Probably. And what's Russ, 190?
Yeah.
195?
That's what I'm like. But damn, Russ.
Okay, all right.
Russ like
I got it. Nice try, because you got a problem. And I'm not sure you can get this one fixed.
What's the problem?
We've heard from one of these parties, but we didn't hear from the offended party yet, because the offended party in the bubble was the guy on the left, Russell Westbrook, right?
Yeah.
So are we sure that Russ will be able to move on from this incident? Because it got pretty ugly in the bubble. Remember, nobody's in the stands, so only friends and family, a few, are allowed to sit courtside.
Right.
So you can just hear everything echo through the whole gymnasium, right? Okay, so what happened? It's game 5 of the second round, the win over the Houston Rockets by the Lakers, obviously. And Rondo is getting into it with Russ, and all of a sudden, Rondo's brother William joins in from a courtside seat and yells at Russ, "You are trash."
Right.
It's like, excuse me?
Yeah.
Are you talking to me? Said Russell Westbrook. And then the brother does the Dame bye-bye. He waves bye-bye to him. And that's when Russ said, no, you're going bye-bye. And he went and got the security and said, I want him out.
Right.
And then after the game, Russ says Rondo was talking SH. And then his brother decided he wanted to hop in too, said Russell Westbrook after this game. And he concluded, he started talking crazy, and I don't play that. Yeah. Okay? So he did say that Rondo was talking you-know-what to start it off, because that's what Rondo does.
But Skip, we're a part of the team, and guess what? If I'm in the stands and my brother talking, guess what? I'm joining in. What's
the golden rule? Told to me repeatedly by the Hall of Famer across from me.
What?
When a family member speaks for a star, speaks publicly for a star, what do you have to assume? That it came from said star, right? So said star is Rondo. Right. Does Rondo privately tell his brother he's trash? Maybe.
Well, guess what? I don't put that aside. I ain't going to be trash for the time being. You ain't trash right now when we together. Skip, you put all that aside. All that pettiness, all that stuff. We about to win the championship.
Oh, okay.
We about to win this championship. And then we win the championship, then what you going to say?
Okay. Who are the 2 hardest-headed point guards in the league, to me? I think they're 1-2, 2-1, however you want to rank them.
But there's no competition.
Those 2.
Skip, there's no competition.
Okay.
Russ is a starter.
Who are the 2, I'll do this. Who are 2 of the quickest triggered tempers in the league? Those 2, right? They both have quick triggers. They can just flash and go, right?
Yeah.
Both of them.
Right.
They play with high emotion and it just snaps, and you got to be careful, especially with Rondo. But Russ has it in him too, where he'll just go crazy. Rondo's ready to fight. Russ is just ready to go off.
Skip, we're on the same team. We're on the same team.
You play the same position.
Skip. One guy makes $44 million. The other guy makes 2.5.
Okay.
One guy was traded for. The other guy got bought out and got signed as a free agent.
What does the backup have that the starting and star does not have? He has the highest basketball IQ, second only to LeBron, to me, is Rajon Rondo's IQ. Russ was not gifted with that kind of a basketball mind. Russ plays more with emotion. He plays with supreme talent. He's physical. He can still leap, as we saw in the ridiculous dunk that he posted, dunking on those little high school kids. but we get it. He is a supreme athlete, still at the backside of his prime.
Right.
We get all that. But if I could pour Rondo into Russ, I might have Jordan, man.
Skip, I get it. Although he might not be the basketball savant that Rondo is, you don't stay in this league as long and you don't lead the league in assists without seeing things before they happen. So I do think Rondo has a very high basketball IQ. Although it might not be Rondo's, that's okay. Yes, he survived. He's more athletic. He might be the most athletic point guard that we've ever seen.
He might be.
Now, I would have loved to see Derrick Rose get about 10 years before he started having these injuries because I believe he was Russell Westbrook before Russell Westbrook was Russell Westbrook.
You could certainly make that case.
But Skip, for me, I put all that aside. No matter what I thought of you as another team, if we become teammates, our goal should be the same, is to win and to win a championship. So I put all that aside.
I ask you, how many nights will Rondo, playing 13 or 14 minutes a game, be sitting over on that Laker bench, watch Russ turn it over, kick it out of bounds, and drop his head and think,
that comes along with the territory.
Horrible.
Skip, Russ is not going to all of a sudden go from a 4 turnover guy to a 0.5 turnover guy. That's not what he does. That's not who he is, and that's okay.
He has led the league in turnovers 4 times, finished second.
And he led the league in assists, too.
Okay.
Talk about that.
He did. Well, I've talked about that because the only way he does it is he attacks the basket, and he figured out 5 years ago, if 2 guys come and meet me at the rim, I just drop the ball behind me and let Steven Adams dunk.
Well, he ain't going to have to do all that.
Yeah.
Guess what? Because he got other guys that can make shots. He got Goat James. He got AD. So now you got 2 other guys, whereas before you had nothing.
LeBron, too many nights he's going to be standing over on the wing saying, can I play?
He had when he had James Harden had averaged 35. He had Paul George averaged 28. KD won 4 scoring titles with him. So all of a sudden, he bad for business.
Well, KD decided he is bad for business. Can't win with him.
Oh, KD left. That was well within his right. I love it. It's business. Like people tell me when players get cut, it's business. Well, this was Kevin Durant made a business decision. I got no problem with that. But guess what?
Guess what?
When I cannot wait for the season. How much longer we got to wait for the season to start?
Collision course, Rondo, Westbrook.
No, collision course, Sharpe and Bayless, when the Lakers are beating the brakes off team. And then you come out here, you got to come out here.
I'll be right here. I'll be sitting right in my chair.
You got to come out here and talk, it's not going to last. LeBron is playing high minutes.
I cannot wait to talk about the internal dissension that the Lakers are suffering.
You know what, Skip? See, you try to manifest things. That's what you want to happen.
I'm speaking it into existence.
No, that's exactly what you want to happen. But see, I don't do that. I don't wish no ill. I want the Lakers to be healthy, and I want the Nets to be healthy because I don't want any excuses.
Yeah, I don't.
Because you make a lot of excuses. If James Harden, he was horrible, he was a shell of himself, and Kyrie wasn't there. You made all these excuses.
I just hope the Lakers get to a healthy Nets in the final because you would get embarrassed.
How? You make it seem like we got to go.
By the best player on the planet?
The GOAT.
James Harden, the best point guard in basketball.
Y'all about to trade for Giannis?
Huh?
Y'all about to trade for Giannis?
Kyrie with the Uncle Drew handles.
Oh, y'all about to trade for Giannis, huh?
Yeah. We don't need Giannis.
You talking about the best player on the planet? That's the best player on the planet right now.
We got KD. That's all we need.
We got GOAT James.
Yeah. Well, he used to be for a while.
He still is.
At least in the conversation.
Oh, but you know AD going to bounce back in a big way.
Really? Where is Lagon now? Is he still over in Italy?
Enjoying his time off. But did you see him?
You know
did
what?
You see him exercising on the yacht? You see him getting that bad work? Okay, then.
Really?
Yeah, he putting that work in.
I'm sure I see him do this.
Thank you for watching. You can subscribe here to get the latest from the show, and be sure to check out more of the best clips from Undisputed, or go watch a few other segments from our other shows on FS1.